Okay, guys, so today we're rebuilding the Phoenix Suns. We're going to be building around Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. They're not going anywhere. They're going to get untapped potential every single offseason, but everyone else is really not safe. I do think I want to hold on to one of Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. Really not sure yet. We'll see, but I'm going to make some trades, and we're going to start with this trade from the Dallas Mavericks, getting their first round pick in 2024, plus Courtney Lee in exchange for Ricky Rubio. Then we're going to go ahead and do this trade, trading away Kelly Oubre to bring in a first round pick in 2021 from the Detroit Pistons. We're going to bring in a solid young point guard in Jalen Brunson, getting rid of Jalen LeCoux and Dario Saric. I like this trade for now. I think I'm going to make one more and I'll see you guys. We got another first round pick from the Portland Trailblazers, giving up Kaminsky and Aaron Baines in order to get Kent Bazemore in a 2022 first round pick. Seeing our last trade, we're probably going to trade like Tyler Johnson, and let's go ahead and do Ty Jerome. See if we can get any value out of Tyler Johnson now that he has 1 year remaining on his deal. We don't get anything, that is fine with us. We'll see what we can get here. We can bring in JJ Redick. I think that's a good way to stash some trade value. We'll go ahead and do that for now. And seeing our rotation for season number 1, we've got Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker, Justin Jackson, Cheick Diallo, and DeAndre Ayton. I definitely want to move Bridges in here at the starting 3. I'm going to take a lot of minutes away from him, and then I want to get Cam Johnson in here as well. Wherever Cam Johnson is, Kent Bazemore, you probably lead too many victories. We don't need that. We'll bump you up, and then I'm going to give Mikal Bridges like 33 minutes a game, and I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, we didn't make the playoffs. No surprise there, but we landed with the 13th overall pick in the draft. I want to see if I could get up higher. I could add Jalen Brunson. Let's just add JJ Redick. That would also free up some cap space going into this offseason. We'll go ahead and do that. We get Josh Richardson. We get Carson Edwards in their 2021 first. We can move up to pick 10 from the Hawks plus a future first. We're going to go ahead and do this, and then we're going to see what we could get up to. Adding in that 10th overall spot, can we get up to like 3? We see 3 in the hands of the Chicago Bulls, and we'll give you our 2021 first. You're not going to do that, but we'll give you a 2021 second. Or did I give up another first? Didn't really see. I just kind of made the trade. We gave up 3 picks, a first round pick from the Pistons, and our next 2 first round picks in order to get up to number 3. So I'll see you guys at the NBA draft. So here at number 3, LaMelo Ball's off the board, Anthony Edwards is off the board, and so while it's not a perfect fit, James Wiseman is giving us our best value. We're probably going to trade him down the road because we're not having DeAndre Ayton go anywhere, so we're taking him at number 3, and I'll see you guys in free agency. We have a ton of money, so we might as well offer a contract on Anthony Davis, putting him alongside DeAndre Ayton. That would be pretty awesome. Looking at any other unrestricted free agents that have any interest to us, we're going to make deals on all these guys just because we could end up trading them, getting value out of them. Andre Drummond, he's not a guy I really want, as we already have 2 great centers, but he at least is a lot of value that we could trade. We'll give you that $143 million. Same thing with DeMar DeRozan. We'll offer you $159 million. Both those guys would not remain on the roster. We can actually get Andre Drummond, I do believe. I think he might have a little bit more trade value. Or we can just do DeMar. I've never really had DeMar. I mean, we're going to trade him anyways. And it does look like Anthony Davis is going to go to the New York Knicks. That's pretty interesting. It makes the Lakers worse. So I'm fine with that. Do we still have some money after bringing in? Let's just get out of free agency, the moratorium period, go into free agency day 1. Now that we have DeMar on our books and see what we're doing in terms of cap space, we can offer someone right around a $15 million a year contract. So seeing what that could get us. Malik Beasley, he's a guy I like to get, a great 3-point shooter. Could we do like, the Michael Porter Jr., or is that way too much money? That's $6 million away from managing to do that. We probably should have gone Andre Drummond so that we could still offer a deal like that, but it's all good for now. If we do Fred VanVleet at a 3-year, $40 million contract, let's see if we can do that. Do we get either one of them to sign? Yes, we get Fred VanVleet as an 80 overall. I don't really know if I want to hold on to him, but I'll see you guys at the start of the season. So I made a trade at the start of this season. I like it a lot. That's getting rid of James Wiseman, who we just selected 3rd overall, in order to get Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's going to be a beautiful fit alongside DeAndre Ayton. So right now, as it stands, we have Fred VanVleet, Devin Booker, DeMar DeRozan, Jaren Jackson Jr., DeAndre Ayton with Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Cam Johnson, and CJ Miles off the bench. Fred VanVleet, I do not want to be our starting point guard. DeMar DeRozan, I really don't want to have on the roster, so I'm going to see what I can get in return for them. Possibly we're only going to trade to start the year, but sometime throughout, we'll end up getting them off the roster, and I'll see you guys then. For now, I'm going to go ahead and do this, trading DeMar and Jalen Brunson to bring in a point guard in Jamal Murray. Not an ideal trade, but I do like the fit better than having DeMar. So I ended up offering like Emmanuel Mudiay, another bench player, and they wanted to give me Miles Bridges. So I'm going to go ahead and get Robert Covington by getting rid of Van Vliet and Bridges. And I think this is going to actually make for a pretty solid rotation now. We're going to be looking at Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Robert Covington, Jaren Jackson Jr., DeAndre Ayton, with Mikal Bridges, Nerlens Noel, Cam Johnson, and CJ Miles off the bench. So at the end of the season, we end up finishing with the 5th seed in the Western Conference. I don't expect us to make a big run, but we're going to get to Utah Jazz in the first round. Hopefully we can go by them. Right now we are down 3-0. It doesn't look like we're going to make that comeback, and we end up getting swept by the Utah Jazz. I'll see you guys in free agency. So in free agency, we don't have a lot of money, and we can actually free up a lot of money from Jamal Murray's contract going to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's definitely a very, very solid player, but he's only on a 1-year, $5.5 million contract, and then obviously he'll be a restricted free agent. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to see if I can get rid of this contract of Fred VanVleet, and then we'll have some money to work with in this free agency. Sadly, we need to free up some more money, so Robert Covington's got to go, but we're still getting a great replacement in Cam Johnson. Now we can go to free agency where we're going to have the money to offer on the big names, such as Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Let's go back here, $172 million. You get the player option, you get the no trade clause, and Paul George, you're going to get that same treatment, player option, no trade clause. Hopefully, one of them accept. We end up having Paul George accept to a 3-year, $128 million contract. That is absolutely beautiful. We'll announce those rights. We're declining those. Yeah, there we go. Let's fast. Let's get out of the moratorium period. Make sure we have Paul George locked up and on our books. And we'll see if we have any money after that. Do we have any money left? We're minus $28 million. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But seeing that are there any glaring holes, point guard, we obviously need a backup there. Shooting guard, we're great. Small forward, we're great. Power forward and center, we need to get some work. So I'll just see if we can get a budget center. But also just messing around, seeing what we could do with all the first round picks we have. We end up getting a crazy deal done. And that's getting rid of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plus 4 first round picks to bring in Ja Morant. So as it stands right now, the roster is Ja Morant, Devin Booker, Paul George, Jaren Jackson Jr., and DeAndre Ayton, with Mikal Bridges, Cam Reddish, Boban, and Jeremy Lin off our bench. I'm going to see if I can maybe get a better 6-man or something like that. But then this roster is looking very, very nice going into our final season. We're going to do this trade with the Cleveland Cavaliers to bring in Colin Sexton, run that second unit. We're also getting Kevin Porter. I like that deal. So looking at the rotation as it stands, we've got Ja Morant, Devin Booker, Paul George, Jaren Jackson, and DeAndre Ayton in the starting lineup with Sexton, Bridges, Kevin Porter, and Boban Marjanovic. Maybe I could bundle these two with some first round picks to get a better center or something like that. I'll look around, but I'll most likely to see you guys at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, we see Nikola Jokic win MVP, Rookie of the Year went to Cade Cunningham, Bobo 6-man, Defensive Player of the Year Kawhi Leonard, Most Improved Zion Williamson, and Jacob Underwood, our head coach, ended up winning Coach of the Year as we had a record of 68-14. Checking out the All-NBA teams, do we see any Phoenix Suns? Let's go to All-NBA, All-NBA second. Do we have Paul George anywhere? It doesn't look like it, but that's pretty surprising. Look at the league standings. We should have the best record. We were 14 games ahead of the next best in the West, and we were like 16 games ahead of the best team in the Eastern Conference. And looking at our player stats, we were led in scoring by Devin Booker, who's now a 93 overall, getting us 22 points per game, 22.7 points per game, to go along with shooting 52% from the field, or right around that, and almost 42% from 3, taking over 7 attempts a game. Definitely pretty crazy. Shot 50, 40, 90 this season. DeAndre Ayton is now getting us right around 20 points per game to go along with 15 rebounds and almost 2 blocks. Paul George, our massive free agency signing, is getting us 17 points. Ja Morant is now our starting point guard, getting us 16 and 8 assists. Off the bench, we've got Colin Sexton doing his thing. Jaren Jackson's playing well. Mikal Bridges, who's now an 84 overall, doing well. Kevin Porter, and then Tristan Thompson, who I ended up getting midway through this season. No one should stand a chance. We're going against the Memphis Grizzlies, where we really took away all their young talent. You know, getting Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. They're actually up 1 game. Let's not lose in the first round. We're a 68-win team. If we get bounced out of the first round, that would have to be one of the biggest upsets in NBA history. But we end up winning 5 games, going against the 5th seed in New Orleans Pelicans with Lonzo Ball, with Zion Williamson in the second round. We're down 2-1. We're tied at 2 apiece. Let's not lose this. We're up 4-2. We win in 6 games. Going against the second seeded Houston Rockets. We're up 3-1. Hopefully we win. Yes, we do. We win in 5. Going against the Brooklyn Nets. We're up 3-0, 4-0. We win the NBA championship with DeAndre Ayton taking home MVP, getting 23 points, 15.5 rebounds, shooting 53% from the field. One of my favorite rebuilds so far. Looking at the final roster, we have a 96 overall Paul George, 94 overall DeAndre Ayton, 93 Devin Booker, 90 Ja Morant, 89 Jaren Jackson Jr., 86 Colin Sexton, 85 Mikal Bridges, and an 83 Tristan Thompson. But that's it for you guys. You guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and peace.